Welcome back to the news at 10. Now, we have some photos that were sent to our eyewitness portal, and let's share them with you, shall we? First is this one from Sabongeri Road in Kano State, showing an illegal refuse dump. Our eyewitness reporter is asking residents in the affected area to show more concern for the environment. Here's one that was sent in from Idiato South local government area of Imo State. Our eyewitness reporter is asking the government to fix this road. Similarly, there's one from the airport road in Ibadan, the Oyo State capital. Our eyewitness reporter wants the government to repair it. And we got this picture from Ishaga area of Lagos State showing a motorcyclist riding against traffic. Our eyewitness reporter wants traffic regulators to arrest and prosecute offenders. And finally, we have this picture from the Agbado area of Lagos State. Our eyewitness reporter wants the government to fix this road. Thanks a lot for all your pictures, and we ask you to send us some more. Parents who have reported cases of abducted children in the Asaba area of Delta State may now heave a sigh of relief, as not less than 12 of such children have been rescued. Now, that's according to the State Police Command, which also revealed that members of a gang believed to be responsible have been arrested.
Yahaya, female of Umwezwe, Quarters Asaba, reported at B Division, Asaba, that on the same date, two ladies she later identified as Nnoruka Obioma and Chidimma Anikweseri came to her house and impersonated because they introduced themselves as SARS members.
This and many other cases of child theft have been reported in Okpanam and in the outskirts of Asaba, the Delta State capital. A matter the police say they are able to win, and there appears to be some success with this latest development, where a child trafficking syndicate has been smashed. Another is of 7-year-old Moses Iloba, who was reported missing on the 6th of September 2016, after he was lured by an unknown lady who pleaded with him to help run an errand. Mother of the missing boy expresses her anguish at the situation.
I've not found our child. Every day we say, come back today, come back tomorrow. So, in short, I don't know what to say in short.
Parading suspects at the state headquarters in Asaba. The police say most of them confessed to the crime, which has led to the recovery of 12 children in another state.
The said Abikel Mwakama, alias Madam Cash, and Ifoma Anyadike were arrested in Opanam, and they confessed to the crime, and they led detectives to Ogidi in Anambra State, where 12 children suspected to have been stolen were recovered from one pastor, Chinedu Strongson, 48 years of a gospel fire ministry.
Rifles, locally made guns, cartridges and phones were recovered from other arrests of some other suspects arrested for robbery, murder and kidnapping. This and many other cases of child theft have been reported in Okpanam and in the outskirts of Asaba, the Delta State capital.
The Federal Road Safety Corps is making final preparations as the deadline for the installation of speed limit devices in commercial vehicles draws nearer. Top officials of the Corps have continued to sensitize drivers on the modalities and the importance of the new regime, which is aimed at reducing the loss of lives through car crashes. Our correspondents monitored the activities of the agency in Lagos, Anambra and Cross River states.
Overspeeding has been identified as a major cause of road crashes, claiming an estimated 1.2 million lives across the globe annually and causing injuries to about 50 million people. In Nigeria, about 10,000 deaths are recorded annually as a result of road crashes, and over the years, efforts have been made by the Federal Road Safety Corps to reduce the incidence of road crashes, especially during the ember months when both human and vehicular movements on the roads are high. In Onitsha, the Anambra State Command of the Federal Road Safety Corps gathers stakeholders at the Nwogo Park for a one-day sensitization session where concerns are raised.
It is a period when schools are resuming, It is a period of festivities, harvesting, and of course, the peak of the rainy season, and at the same time, when Harmattan will also come. So we have more reasons to ensure that lives and property are protected on the road.
Down in the south, drivers in Calabar, the Cross River State capital, are here for a similar sensitization. The Assistant Corps Marshal, Mr. Kayode Olagunju, is worried about the statistics and believes the speed limiting device would assist greatly in reducing the speed.
If FRSA is able to successfully implement the speed limiting devices installation in commercial vehicles for now, we will be able to crash the crashes. Because we will crash the speed, and once we crash the speed, the crashes will also go down.
The speed limit device is a plus. If we can get them done in the right manner and get the vendors, bring them on time. But for the lecture, it has been it was an eye-opener.
In Lagos, the nation's commercial capital, the popular Ojota Motor Park hosts commercial drivers and officials of the Federal Road Safety Corps, led by the Deputy Corps Marshal in charge of training, Mr. Ademola Lawal. The same issue is up for deliberation, but the drivers are asking for more time to allow them implement the new policy across board.
We are ready, but we are begging and we appeal to road safety or the federal government to please extend when we are going to start.
For the sector commander in Lagos State, the earlier the policy kicks off, the better for all.
If you look at Lagos-Ibadan Expressway, it's being rehabilitated. I can tell you authoritatively that where we have been having crashes that result in deaths are those segments that are well rehabilitated, where the road is good. Why? Overspeeding.
With less than 20 days to go before the enforcement of the speed limits device kicks off, all road users, be it commercial and private drivers, have been advised to observe every other road safety rules and regulation in their own best interest.
One of Nigeria's flag carriers, Arik Air, today announced a temporary disruption to its operations owing to its aircraft insurance renewal process. The airline said that it's been unable to process the necessary documentation because of the public holiday declared for the Eid al-Kabir festival. Arik Air, however, says that full operations will resume tomorrow, Wednesday, September the 14th. Our next report chronicles the impact of this suspension on passengers.
These are not the best of times for Nigeria's aviation industry, and an almost empty terminal tells the story. To make matters worse, there are now limited options as the industry operates without two airlines, Aero and First Nation. Passengers are of the opinion that this is not good enough.
The airlines going there actually is not going to be helpful to the Nigerian populace because, Aero has really eased air transport in Nigeria. The most poor could at least can afford their airfares.
Most of the passengers that are flying Aero, most of them are complaining. And most of them, they don't know where to go right now. So some even went to Arik Airpeace, but most times they were disappointed.
As the industry grapples with dwindling fortunes, the aviation minister talks about plans to revive Nigeria's oldest airline, but there are obstacles.
I did meet with the management of Aero Contractors. I also met with the union there, but I was not able to meet with AMCON. In fact, I tried to reach them on the phone, but they've been very, very busy. So I'm not able to speak with them.
First Nation on its part has said it will return to the market in a few days.
We have notified our passengers and our flights are currently loaded online effective from September 15th, 2016.
And just like a boat out of the blues, Arik follows in tow, citing delays in aircraft insurance renewal, a situation it says may persist for a few days. While passengers are the hardest hit with this sudden situation, many others ask the federal government to wake up to the reality of the day and make the drastic measures needed to revamp an ailing aviation industry. Bukola Jo Oketumbi, Channels Television News.
Of course, Arik, however, says that full operations will resume tomorrow. Let's take a look at some business news now. Here's Emana Amawe.
You first. First Bank.
Many thanks for staying with us. Welcome to Business News. The Securities and Exchange Commission has warned Nigerians of a new wave of unregistered and unregulated investment companies targeting the public with various appeals of bumper returns. Today, the Commission's head of enforcement, Mr. Amos Azi, who spoke on our Business Morning program, explained that the public needs to confirm if such firms are licensed in order to protect their investments. He says legal registration with the SEC allows investors benefit from the Investors Protection Fund if the investment closes shop.
Are hardly published. It's more of like one-on-one investment. So tracking them is really difficult. That's why every information we get, the assurance I'm giving you, every information we get about any illegal operator, the Commission goes after the person. We close down the shop with the encouragement of the CBN and support of the CBN and other agencies. We close the accounts, recover what we recover, so that from the records, whatever we recover, we then invite people to get back the little that they can get. But the most important thing is we must continue to sensitize people. Look, be wary of investments that are not regulated. Invest your money with registered fund managers or asset managers. If you invest your money with a registered asset manager or fund manager, that means registered by SEC, if you lose your money, the Commission has a buffer for you. That's why you have the Investor Protection Fund. Because if the scheme is registered, the operator is registered, what it means, the Commission has a responsibility to periodically check on the profile of the company to see if investors are going to lose their money.
The Nigerian Stock Exchange has invited a total of 86 dealing firms to appear before its disciplinary committee on September the 27th and 28th in Lagos. According to a newspaper notice issued today by the exchange, 70 of the dealing firms are those whose licenses had been revoked by the NSE between 1996 and 2007 and no longer active in the market. A total of 11 other trading firms who remained inactive for a consecutive period of over 1 year in breach of the stock exchange rule were also summoned to appear on September the 28th. The final batch contains the names of 5 brokerage firms being investigated for unauthorized transactions carried out by them. And the middle of September is a season of interest rates decisions by many central banks across the globe. While the markets are chewing over the decision of the European Central Bank, the business week starting September the 19th would be a busy one for some central bankers. Nigeria's central bank begins its 2-day monetary policy meeting with decisions announcement on Tuesday the 20th. On the same day, the U.S. Federal Reserve will also start its traditional 2-day Federal Open Market Committee meeting, and the announcements on tap for Wednesday the 21st. Also on tap next week are key rate decisions from the Bank of Japan. An appeal has gone out to multinationals doing business in Nigeria to avoid shortcuts that may compromise the quality service. This is coming from the chairman of construction firm Julius Berger PLC, Mr. Mutiu Shumonu. He believes that prudent management of human resources and good governance is critical in the face of the current economic downturn. Mr. Shumonu was speaking during the induction of new members into the Institute of Directors. And global equities closed mostly in the red today as investors anticipate next week's interest rate decision from the U.S. Federal Reserve with uncertainty. Let's take a look at the Tuesday closing figures. And that's a package on Business News Tonight. I'm Imana Amawe. Thank you for watching. Ijoma.
You first. First Bank.
Thanks a lot, Imana. Next on the news at 10, suspected Russian hackers leak secret medical files of top U.S. Olympic athletes, including Venus and Serena Williams. That's on sports. Please stay with us.